I'm Matt. This is a Game Boy. Before today, it worked perfectly. After this video, it'll be an Alexa. I'm not in the same room as Joe. This decision was made quickly.
I'm Joe. I was in fact not present for that decision. We are two idiots working towards the same outcome. Separately, you are seeing how this all happened. The link is in the bio.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We're pretty excited to show you a really fun way to spice up your game room. First things first, we need to crack open this Alexa device. In order to do so, we have to take off the rubber footings on the bottom and all this other sticky crap that seems to be down there to expose exactly where the screws are. Just grab an X-Acto knife there and see if you can peel it off. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, just a bunch of screws down here. Grab your screwdriver set. You need a T5, T6, or T8 bit, depending on which generation of the Echo Dot or any other Echo device that you have. Any of them should work. Finish up taking out all those screws there, and then carefully and gently flip it over, take apart your Echo device. Careful, there is a very fragile ribbon cable in there, so we'll just bring this in a little bit closer here and show you. There is a small lock on it. Just flip that up, and that should release the ribbon cable, so you can just pull that right out like so. Set that aside, and we're going to continue dismantling this amazing Amazon device. That rubber ring there is going to be coming in handy later on, so as we take that out, set it aside. Don't lose it, please. It's pretty important. And continue popping out the layers here. This metal piece we won't need, so once that comes out, you can just go ahead and chuck that out of the way. We don't need the bottom casing because obviously the Game Boy is going to be our casing. Let's pull out that final bottom board here. Just pop it away very gently from this metal ring. Like I said, you can ditch that metal part. We don't need it. Now that we have the Alexa apart, let's move on to modifying the Game Boy shell as we need it. What we want to do is remove the battery compartment, essentially. We need to make as much space in here as possible so we can fit the Alexa boards. A couple different ways you can do that. First, what you're going to want to do is pop out these battery terminals. Just grab a little tool like this. They just pop out. Some are a little more stubborn than others. Once you got those all out, get some flush cutters, start cutting away. Sometimes you need to grab a Dremel, some heavy-duty equipment, and just get rid of this battery compartment. We'll show you what that looks like afterwards. Now we need to prep the boards from the Alexa. You're going to see two pins kind of protruding from this board. Those are going to be what we're going to attach the speaker to. So you can grab just any old speaker that came out of your original Game Boy. What we're going to do is add some flux to these pins. We need to tin them up and get some solder on them. That's what we're doing here. In the original Alexa, there was a pressure plate that would push down on these, which connect to the Alexa speaker. So these are the points that we're going to use to attach our speaker. It doesn't matter which wire goes on which pin here. There is no positive and negative here. with the speaker, so just attach those. They should pop on pretty easily. Just like that, and now we should have our speaker, our Game Boy speaker, connected up to the Alexa board. This next step is optional. I think it's a cool little touch. What we want to do is we're going to run an LED, much like the Game Boy has the power LED. We're going to run that from those same speaker pins to the opening on the front of the Game Boy where the power LED would normally be present. So what you want to do is just grab a couple of wires. Again, on this, positive and negative, no big deal here. Just attach some wires to an LED. I found that I didn't really need a resistor with this LED setup. And we're going to attach them to the same pins. And the fun part here is when the board sends the signal to the speaker, this LED is going to blink and come on in unison with what's being sent to the speaker. I just thought it was a fun little touch to add on. It's really not that hard. So what we're doing here is just adding a little bit of extra solder to those pins, and we're going to attach these wires, which are connected to the LED, to these exact same pins so they can receive the same signal that the speaker is receiving. So with all that connected up, what we're going to need to do is reattach these two boards. That rubber ring from earlier, this is where this comes into play. We want to keep that in between these two boards at all times. I've ruined a couple of Alexas by not having it in there, plugging it in, shorted some stuff out. The Alexa didn't work anymore. So very, very important. Keep these in between the two boards. And as you can see, this is what the Game Boy looks like with the battery compartment removed. You want to make sure that you keep in the part where the battery cover will clip in. And now is the fun part. We need to make this fit in here. It's going to take a little bit of moving around, a little bit of force. But what you want to do is make sure that the buttons on the board from the Alexa are going to show through the battery compartment. That's how you're going to be able to access those buttons if you need to do that in setting up the Alexa and so on. So just keep moving it around. I like to keep that metal plate in there because it acts as a reflector for the Alexa light, and it'll show through it a little bit better. You just need to kind of finagle some things, and hot glue is going to be your best friend. You can get that speaker to sit in there, throw a little hot glue so it holds it tight. And also this LED you're going to put into the LED opening. Throw a little hot glue on that. That'll hold that into place. And you're going to want to do the same with the boards once you get those in there so that they don't move around when you plug this in and unplug it. You want to keep everything from moving as best as possible. As you can see, you can access the buttons through the battery compartment. There's one more thing I think you should do. It's not necessary, but I think it was a nice touch. Grab the lens, and what you want to do is, any hardware store, you can grab some frosted glass spray paint. This prevents you from seeing into the Game Boy, seeing the boards, the wires, and I think it just adds a nice little touch to it. I think it's kind of cool. You can see that here. Throw a couple coats of that on there. I went a little overboard with my cutting here just to demonstrate, but you're going to need an opening for the power cord. And I would suggest throwing this onto a stand when you get it into your game room for display. It'll look a little bit better. Again, you can see you can access the buttons through the battery compartment. Also, your buttons, throw some hot glue on those, hold those into place so everything looks just like a real Game Boy. This is what it looks like all put together. I hope you enjoyed this. We're going to show you what it looks like in 1 second complete and talking to us. Check us out again in the next video. Like and subscribe, please. It helps us out a lot. Alexa, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start.
Congrats! You've scored a full set of power-ups. Use them wisely.